What's the deal with you, Haley? When are you gonna finally get around to doing the housework? We've got laundry piled up to the ceiling, a sink full of used dishes, toilets that stink to high heaven, and an inch-thick layer of dust on all the furniture. And that's just inside the house. You also need to mow the lawn, weed the garden, wash the windows, and a ton more work to do. My mom is super disappointed in you, you know that? She says you're the worst housekeeper she's ever seen.
Cole, listen to me. I am tired of telling you this. We are divorced. We've been divorced for about half a year now.
And I'm tired of telling you that just because we're divorced doesn't mean you're off the hook for doing the housework. You're not the boss around here, Haley. You don't get to decide who has what responsibilities.
I could say the exact same thing to you. We're not married anymore, Cole. Why should I have to keep going to your house to clean up after you? And even if we were still married, that is not how you ask your wife to do something for you. As much as you wish it were otherwise, a wife is not the same thing as a maid. Both you and your mom need to get that through your thick heads. This atrocious attitude of yours is exactly why I divorced you in the first place.
Give me a break. You divorced me? Nah, I don't think so. You're not the one who holds the cards here.
What are you talking about?
We divorced you because we had no other choice. It was the only way that we would ever be able to get you to understand how things work around here. We tried and tried to instill some discipline in you, but nothing worked. So you can quit the acting already. I know, you miss me and you're desperate for my attention. And I want you to know that my mom and I aren't mad at you. Anytime you're ready to tell us you're sorry, you can come right back here and we can be a family again.
I'm really confused. You're not angry at me? What's that supposed to mean?
It's just what it sounds like. We were never angry at you. We just wanted you to do your job the right way. But I should also warn you, we're being incredibly generous with you, and we won't wait forever for you to come around.
I don't believe this. You really still don't get it? I told you from the very beginning that your mom was constantly being horrible to me. I gave you an ultimatum, too. If she didn't knock it off, then I was going to leave. Well, she didn't knock it off, so I left.
Have you been taking acting lessons since you've been grounded? Because your acting still stinks. Yeah, I remember what you said. You said that you've always wanted to have a family. And you know what? I did just that when I married you. It would be nice if you said thank you once in a while. I know you want to pretend like you're the poor, oppressed heroine in your own little soap opera, but you need to grow up and come back to reality. Like I said, this is a limited time offer. If you keep up this tantrum of yours, we might just have to escalate things.
How many times do I have to tell you before you understand that I don't want to come back? Now leave me alone. All right, girl, I got your message. Go on, spill the tea. Oh, thank God you got back to me. I've been wanting to complain about this to you all day. Let me guess, it's about him, isn't it? You know, Captain Clueless, Sergeant Shameless, the Incredible Dolt. You know me too well, Chelsea. Of course I do. We've been friends since forever, haven't we? I probably know you better than you know yourself. So tell me, what has he done to you this time? Seriously though, it's been 6 months since you guys divorced. He still doesn't get it? I have told him so many times that I am not interested in getting back together with him. I have tried being polite, that didn't work. Then I got stern, that didn't work either. Recently, I've even tried insulting him, but nothing gets through. No matter what I say, he always interprets it as me playing hard to get. You told me he was a legendary mama's boy, didn't you? Maybe that has something to do with his obsession with you. Like he sees you as a second mother or something. Wasn't he also divorced when you met him? No, he never even got that far. They broke up before they got married. Actually, she left him pretty close to their wedding date, if I recall correctly. Geez, she was that desperate to leave him? Did you ever hear what happened between them? He always talked like she was some kind of self-centered woman who only cared about herself. But the more I think about it, I bet it was his mom. You remember me telling you about all the sadistic, evil stuff she did to me? That wasn't just your typical strict mother-in-law stuff. That was downright psychotic. And Cole wasn't always this bad. Back when we first got married, he was always a regular gentleman to me. But once his mother started coming by the house regularly, he turned into a completely different animal. He would join right in with her whenever she started laying into me. Once it got to be too much to handle, I left. It seems to me like his mother is the true root of the problem, but Cole's just as guilty as her for taking her side. Listen, sweetie, the only way a guy like Cole is ever going to get the picture is if you completely, thoroughly, utterly, mercilessly destroy him. And what are you gonna need to do that? A hitman? Good answer, but not what I was looking for. No, I'm talking about getting you a new man. I just so happen to know a guy who I think would be perfect for you. With him on your side, you wouldn't have anything to worry about from dear old Cole. Oh yeah? I have been feeling a bit lonely lately. Maybe I'll take you up on that offer. Is he hot? Girl, he is steaming. If I wasn't already taken, I'd take him. He's hired. Can he start tonight? Hold on, let me see if he's busy.
When are you gonna get over your pride, Haley? I know that you're crying yourself to sleep every night since you're not lying next to me. My mom told me all about you. She said that women love to push boundaries to see if their husbands really care. Sorry, but I've already proved I care. It's time for you to do the same. You can start by getting over here to clean up and cook for me. If you can keep up the good work every day for a while, then I'll consider taking you back.
Oh, aren't you generous? Well, too bad for you. I would rather cook and clean for Satan himself than be your maid. Plus, I've already met someone else.
What? What do you mean you've met someone else?
What do you think I mean? I have a new man.
Seriously, Haley? I get that you're thirsty for attention, but you're cheating on me now? I've been patient with your nonsense up until now, but you had better clean up your act before I start to get angry.
This isn't about you, dimwit. I'm telling you that I'm getting married to someone else. And seeing as though we're divorced, I'm not cheating.
Hold it right there! You love me, though! Why would you do something like this to me? What's gonna happen to our relationship if you go off and marry some random guy?
What relationship? We're divorced.
Just because we're divorced doesn't mean our relationship is over. We're in love. It doesn't matter whether we're legally married or not. Our hearts have a connection that will last until the end of time. That's why I've been waiting so patiently for you to be honest with yourself and come back to me.
You were wasting your time. You should have been out looking for someone new.
Why would I do that? You're the only girl for me, and I'm the only guy for you.
I hate to break it to you, but you're wrong. One of my friends introduced me to a guy who's a few years older than me. He works out a lot and does a bunch of outdoor sports, so he's got a great body. He even likes to cook and clean.
That settles it. You're not really interested in him. You hate sports and exercise. You're always reading books and watching TV in your free time. You guys have nothing in common.
Hey, let me fill you in on a little secret, Cole. People change. A lot of our dates have been outdoorsy stuff, and while I was a little unsure at first, I'm actually really enjoying it now. I just bought myself a new road bike last week so I wouldn't have to borrow one anymore.
I can't believe what I'm hearing.
And guess what? We have a date tomorrow, too.
Stop it. I know you're just trying to make me jealous. So what's this guy do for a living, huh? I'll bet he's got no career prospects.
Without getting into specifics, let's just say he's a fairly high-ranking civil servant. And before you ask, yes, he makes more than you.
And so what if he does? I'm still on my way up. Are you telling me you only like him for his money? That's not love, that's greed. It'll never last.
Were you not paying attention just now? Let me be as clear as possible. My new man is superior to you in every single way imaginable. If I were to come back to you, it would be a straight up downgrade. He doesn't order me around like a maid. He actually listens to me and cares about what I think and feel. I don't know how I'll ever pay back my friend for introducing me to such an incredible guy.
This can't be happening!
It is, though. Do you get it now? I'm through with you. Now, never contact me again, you delusional dork. I'm happier than I ever was with you now. I wish you the best of luck. Goodbye.
Come on, Haley, pick up your phone. There's no one with you now, right? I've been watching your place for a while, so I know you're alone. I came by to pick you up, so hurry out here and get in the car. We're going home.
You're sick, Cole. Really sick. I just called the police.
You did? But why? Haven't you done enough ploys for attention?
I'm not going to have this conversation with you again, Cole. We're through.
We aren't through, only you are. Don't you care about how I feel? Do you have any idea how much it hurts me to see my girl with another man? Not to mention how much you hurt my mom. She was so excited to have a daughter-in-law, but all you ever did was talk back to her. If you're not gonna come outside, fine, let me in so we can talk. You know you'd rather live in my big, comfy house than this cramped apartment.
I'm not sure why you know where I live now, seeing as I never told you my address. Every single day, my opinion of you gets worse. Let me guess, you're going to say you tracked me down because you love me, right?
What other reason could I have?
You were talking earlier like you were the victim here, but have you ever considered how much you've hurt me?
Hurt you? How? I've been nothing but good to you. All you had to do was cook and clean, and all your needs were met. I bought a nice house for you so you wouldn't have to pay rent anymore. And my mom came by to visit all the time. Oh, and by the way, she told me you always made her do all the housework for you. So what are you unsatisfied with? What more could you possibly want from me?
Wow. I think that may be the first time you've ever asked me about what I want. Too bad it's a rhetorical question. And about your mom, did she tell you about the day she burned my hand?
Huh? You burned your hand? Why, you mean the day you burned your hand when you spilled a pot of hot water? Yeah, she told me about that.
That's not what happened. I didn't spill it, she dumped it on me. Whenever I rubbed her the wrong way, she would simply wait until you weren't looking and take it out on me. Sometimes it was just her nitpicking about my cleaning. Other times it was more serious, like when she would throw away food that I prepared. Another thing she would do is bump into me and pretend it was an accident.
You're just imagining things. My mom wouldn't do that on purpose.
You're as dull as they come, so of course you didn't notice. But the time she burned me was the last straw. I told her that if she would convince you to agree to a clean divorce, then I wouldn't press charges or sue her.
Wait a second. Is that the reason my mom suggested I divorce you? But she said it was to teach you a lesson.
That was a cover story. Do you remember me telling you that my parents divorced when I was a kid?
Yeah, totally. You said you never had much to do with your mom after that. That's why I wanted to give you a new family with the mom you never had.
That's just the thing, though. I already had a mom like yours. She was basically the exact same person that your mom is, picky, short-tempered, and demanding when no one else was around. But the moment someone else came along, she turned into the sweetest, kindest person around. Then once they were gone, she'd start right back into abusing me. I was terrified, hurt, and alone for so long. One day my dad came home early from work and caught her in the act. He divorced my mom and sued her for full custody of us, which he was thankfully granted.
But that doesn't sound like my mom at all.
Yeah, I know. That's because you never saw your mom's true face. When I was alone with her, she was nothing but a menace. Then once you got home, she put on a happy face, lied through her teeth about me, and then you did every single thing she told you to.
But she said that I needed to be stricter with you to show you I love you. She told me that's what husbands are supposed to do.
Yeah, my point exactly. She told you nonsense and you believed her. You're such a pathetic little mama's boy, Cole. It's disgusting.
Hey, I am not a mama's boy.
Oh yeah? Prove it. Whenever your mom and I told you conflicting stories, did you ever believe me once?
Well, I guess maybe I trusted her most of the time.
No, all of the time. You never believed me, and you never defended me from her. This is the exact same thing that happened with the woman you were engaged to before me, isn't it?
Why are you bringing her up? She has nothing to do with this. She just couldn't handle criticism. My mom would give her simple advice and then she'd start crying her eyes out. My mom told me I would never be happy with a woman as weak and emotional as her, and she was totally right.
Just as I thought. You never defended her from your mom either.
But my mom was right, though.
And that deplorable deference to your mom's every single word is exactly what I can't stand about you. I believed you at first when you told me you broke up with her, but now I'm certain that she's just the one who left you just like I did. By the way, the police should be here sometime soon. Are you sure you don't want to try to run?
Wait, you mean you actually called them? Oh shoot, I can hear the sirens getting closer. This is your last chance, Haley. Call the cops and tell them not to come or we're through.
Your terms are acceptable, Cole. I despise you with every fiber of my being, and I hope you spend a very, very long and miserable time in jail. Goodbye, Cole. You were the worst mistake I ever made.
Haley, no!
Good evening, Cole. I hope you'll excuse me for contacting you out of the blue. I got your phone number from Haley.
Who are you? Are you a friend of Haley's or something? In that case, I could really use your help. Do you think you could help me get through to her? She's been acting totally unlike herself lately. She keeps telling me that she hates me, that she never wants to see me again. It's really hard to deal with her like this. The other day, she even called the cops on me. Can you believe that? I just got to her apartment now to try and talk to her, but she won't open up. Can you contact her for me?
Oh, I see. So you were the one who's been pounding on the door for the last several minutes.
Huh?
My name's Chelsea. I'm a friend of Haley's. We've been friends since elementary school, and right now, she's staying in my apartment. We thought we would try trading rooms for a while to see what would happen.
Okay. I don't really get that.
Okay, then let me ask you a question, Cole. Are you aware of the fact that what you're doing is legally considered stalking?
Stalking? Get out of here! We're a married couple! Is it a crime for a husband to come and visit his own wife?
No, but that's not what the situation is here. She refused to give her your new address, and so you hired a private detective to track her down. You came to visit her once, she called the police on you, and they told you never to go and visit her again. Most people would realize at that point that their presence wasn't welcome.
Well, me and Haley aren't most people. This is a matter between me and my wife, and I'll thank you to not come between us. Now I need to talk to my wife about something very important. You said she's staying at your place? Tell me your address then. Give it to me, now!
Now, Cole, calm down. You're going to end up hurting your wrist if you keep pounding the door that hard. Or worse, you might end up damaging the door. Oh, that might cost me a portion of my security deposit.
I told you to give me your address. Don't make me tell you again.
Oh, and what'll you do if I don't?
I'll break down this door and make you tell me.
Interesting. So after you assaulted a police officer, what were you going to do next?
Huh?
I'm a cop, Cole. Sure, I'm off duty right now, but I'm more than willing to spend my time off protecting my best friend from the creep who's stalking her. I've been waiting here because I knew that you would try and come back eventually.
This was a setup?
Speaking of setups, I'm also the one who set her up with her new man. And just so you know, I would strongly suggest you not messing with him. He's the captain of the local police department and my boss.
What the? She said he was a civil servant. She didn't say he was a cop.
He's quite an impressive guy. He actually became captain when he was just 30 years old. That's an incredibly fast rise through the ranks. He's also a total hottie, but that's besides the point. The point is that Haley has two people on her side who you do not want to mess with. We won't let a scumbag like you anywhere near our Haley.
No way! But Haley and I were meant for each other! I was the man of her dreams! I gave her everything she asked for!
Wrong on all counts. Now, I don't think I need to remind you that Haley already has a restraining order against you. Breaking that order carries a fine, jail sentence, or both. Do you understand that?
You're lying! I don't believe you! If what you're saying is true, then Haley really does hate me!
Well, yeah, she does. You really didn't get that until right now? Have you ever considered getting some psychiatric help? I'm not an expert in the field, but if you'd like, I can arrange for a safe place for you to spend the night.
Shut up! I'm not crazy! I'm completely fine and I haven't done anything wrong! It's all my mom's fault! She's the one who's responsible for this! I need to go see Haley to tell her that my mom won't bother her anymore so we can get back together again. Now tell me where she is.
Oh, give it a rest, would you? You really think you haven't done anything wrong? I can admit your mom does seem to be a bit of a menace, but that doesn't change the fact that the biggest problem here is you. You obeyed every single order your mom gave you, no matter how much you were hurting Haley. And then after she divorced you, you messaged her offering to allow her to come back to you? What kind of self-centered idiot are you? This is your last warning, Cole. Back off Haley now and never bother her again.
You can't keep me from her! She's the only girl out there for me! All of my girlfriends until now have left me once my mom starts getting involved in our lives! Haley's the only one who stayed with me for this long! That's how I know she's the one for me!
Wake up, she's got a new man who's better than you in every way, and a friend who's stuck with her through thick and thin. She doesn't need you at all.
But if Haley won't love me, then who will?
Hell if I know. I guess you can always run crying to your mommy and have her comfort you. But before you go, I think we need to have a little conversation down at the police station.
No, you can't arrest me. You don't understand. I didn't do anything wrong. This is all just one big misunderstanding.
You have the right to remain silent. I strongly recommend you use it. Okay, that's a wrap. Cole was just taken into custody. I put in a call to the guys who were on duty tonight, and they might want to send an extra car through this neighborhood. They picked him up right on schedule. Fortunately, he didn't have any weapons on him, which was a relief. Thank you so much for this, Chelsea. I was terrified about what he might do to you. I wouldn't be able to forgive myself if anything happened to you. What are you talking about? I'm a cop, sweetie. I've busted druggies twice as strong as him before. I wasn't concerned at all. And I had backup waiting nearby, so I was never in any danger. Man, though, I am glad that I forced you to give me his phone number. I kept him preoccupied with text so that the guys had enough time to get in position to block his escape. You have always been there for me, Chelsea, even back when we were kids. I don't know how to thank you. You don't need to thank me. That's what friends are for. And I've been worried about you for quite some time, you know. I've seen you go through all sorts of tough times. That's how I knew for sure that something was going on when you were still married to that loser. You were holding back on divorcing him because you were afraid of what his mom would do, weren't you? Yeah, kinda. But in the end, all I did was make him go even crazier. Nah, you didn't do that. His mom did. You should be proud of yourself. Your strength and ability to stand up to him is the reason that he'll never be able to hurt anyone else. You're such a good friend, Chelsea. Just doing my job, citizen. I mean that literally, you know. I became a police officer because I wanted to protect women like you in the first place. Now, if you were interested in paying me back, I suppose you could always make me your maid of honor. Are you kidding? I'd never choose anyone but you. Cole was arrested and charged with violating the restraining order I had against him. Since this was his first offense, they let him go with a hefty fine, but no prison time. Frankly, though, I think the bigger shock to him was finally having to face the fact that I had rejected him. I have the feeling that the reason he's been in denial all that long was because he couldn't live with the pain of rejection. But now all the pain that he's been avoiding these last 6 months is finally crashing down on him like a tidal wave. It was such a shock to his system that before too much longer, he stopped leaving his house at all, even to go to work. He lost his job, his savings dried up, and since he could no longer afford to make the mortgage payments, his house was put up for auction. When his mother heard about everything that happened, she was furious. At me, of course, not Cole. She sped right over to the apartment I had been living in and stormed in, but at that point I had already moved. The new occupant was another one of Chelsea's friends. She was a former professional wrestler, and all it took was one glance from her to send Cole's mom running for her life. She was so panicked that she lost her footing while on the stairs and fell down 2 whole flights. This left her with some broken bones that put her in a wheelchair for about 2 months. The whole thing was captured on the apartment building's security cameras, and the footage was leaked into social media. Oh, and I hope you didn't think that I had forgotten about the way she burned my hand that time. The statute of limitations hadn't expired yet, so I promptly pressed charges and sued her for damages. And as for myself, I recently had a gorgeous wedding with my total hunk of a new husband. As I promised, Chelsea was my maid of honor and gave an awesome speech at the reception. I really am fortunate to have had such a